Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Sunday. My favorite day of the week. Happy Sunday. We just got back from brunch just a little bit ago. We stopped at the grocery store on the way home. I had to get some toothpaste and I ended up getting some other stuff, but I'll tell you about that in just a second because I'm not going to do a haul with that stuff today, so I'll tell you what I got. But we just got home a little bit ago, took the dogs outside, and now they're hanging out with Alex inside. My plan is to vlog, render the vlog, and then go on my walk. And then when I come back from my walk, Alex and I will probably watch some TV shows. We were just talking about this at brunch. We have Real Housewives of Orange County to catch up on. I think it's the season finale. I think it's the final part of the reunion. We have that to catch up on. We have Salt Lake City from this week to catch up on. We haven't even started the season of Loot yet on Apple. And we also have not started the new season of Palm Royale. So those are our 4 shows that we have to watch. So I don't know. It depends on if he gets into something or not. Because I was telling him at brunch, he's like, he finished season 2 of The Flight Attendant. And so he's like, I don't really know what to watch next. And I was like, you need to watch The Beast in Me. Alex is not like a huge thriller person. Like he likes, like when I was telling him about The Pit and stuff like that, he likes, like, the medical shows that have, like, the background stories with the romance. That's why he loves Grey's Anatomy and all that kind of stuff. Like, just like the straight medical shows, he's not super interested in all that. So, when, like, a thriller would have to have a lot of background stories. But I think The Beast in Me and All Her Fault, I think he would really enjoy both of those. He, like, had them on his list. He was like, yeah, I want to watch both of those. So, if he starts one of those while I'm on my walk today, then we probably won't watch the shows. We'll probably watch them tomorrow night or something like that. But tonight for me is going to be a night of relaxation. I am so excited about it. I'm so excited to just, I really want to lay in bed. I was saying this yesterday, like, I'm becoming like I never, my entire life, I've never been like, I always see people posting like, you know, like laying in bed, reading, it's so cozy. Like, I like to read in a chair. If I'm listening to my audiobook, I like to walk or whatever, like, I do, like, sometimes, like, just sit here and listen to my audiobook, but very rarely, every once in a blue moon, I'll lay in bed and listen to my audiobook. Well, the other day, I don't know why, like, it's these smallest of moments that completely just change my outlook on certain aspects of life, and this is just not a big deal, but anyway, I'm just not somebody that really enjoys, like, laying in bed and reading. I just don't think it's real comfortable, in all honesty, to, like, hold the book up. Like, I don't know. And a couple of years ago, I probably showed this in a haul or something. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but I remember those pillows that have, like, the arms on them, you know, that you sit there and then you can, like, read or watch TV or whatever. Some of them even have, like, drink holders and all kinds of stuff. Like, you can work from bed, and you know what I'm talking about? And work in bed and whatever. So when I was growing up as a kid, my mom had one of those, and she used it in her bed. My mom read a lot, though, like, in bed. Like, she would get in bed, like, after she had watched a movie or whatever, and she would have, like, notebooks laid out and all her books and all that kind of stuff, and she'd highlight and underline stuff. And so she loved, like, being in her bed and, like, doing stuff in her, like, working in her bed and stuff like that. I don't enjoy it. Like, if I'm going to be in bed, I want to be sleeping in bed, you know? I don't even, to be honest with you, really like watching TV in bed. Our first couple years together, Alex and I was thinking about this the other day, because, like, everything has completely changed with, like, we still have cable, but, we have cable, and we have every streaming app, and now I have, like, I don't know how many, 5 or 6 plugins on Amazon. We pay so much for TV, it's ridiculous. But the way that our condo is made, it makes no sense, okay? Is that, I mean, at the time, well, we still do, but at the time it was like $300 for cable and internet. But the way that the cable was, like, fixed in our house, where the TV is in the living room, that you guys, like, if I'm filming at the computer, it's, like, behind me, that TV was the only place that we could get cable in the house. This is before, like, streaming services and nobody had cable. This is back when, like, everybody had cable, you know? And so the TV upstairs in the bedroom, we couldn't get cable in it because they would have had to, like, go through the house and bring this, I probably talked about this on here at some point. I forget about it all the time now, but bring the cable through the middle of the house and, like, up through, it would have been like this disaster thing. I mean, even when we had people come out here and look at it, they were like, I don't know why they ever did this, so you couldn't have cable anywhere in the house. I mean, most people have it, so it's like, anyway, it was just something that they did with this house when they made this condo. I've had a couple of my other neighbors say the same thing through the years. But anyway, look at my little rugby shirt that I wore today. But anyway, I hardly think about that anymore because now Alex has like the Apple TV and all that kind of stuff. And if you have like a Roku, you could do that. You know, so it's like we don't have to have cable up there anymore. So he watches shows up there all the time. While I'm getting ready, I usually play music. Every once in a while, I'll put like a movie on in the background. It took me a long time to figure out the Apple TV, to be honest with you. But now it's like we can get all of our like streaming services through it. Alex loves it. I'll tell you what the lifesaver is with Apple TV is that, oh, this woman has been walking so much, and I pass her when I'm walking, and she's always like, here we are again. And she's been doing, I'm so proud of her. She walks like every day. I'm proud of myself too. I've been walking so much, and my walks, last night it was like an hour, I think it was almost an hour and 43 minutes when I like got into the driveway, and I like stopped it. And I could have walked even longer than that, but I was like, I need to get back, and Alex had his Friendsgiving, and he actually left like 15 minutes before I got back last night. So anyway, but I wanted to get back to the dogs and stuff like that, and I just wanted to enjoy my evening last night. But anyway, we'll get to the walk and all of that in a second. So anyway, what was I saying about the cable and the Roku and all? Oh, the Apple TV though. I will tell you one thing that has like, it's so helpful for us, is that I don't do it, he does it, so I don't know how to do it, but you can listen with your AirPods to Apple TV. He has it all like figured out on his phone. So like he uses the remotes downstairs and upstairs, but mostly he does stuff through his phone. I don't understand any of it. I know how to do the remote and turn it on. He's got like the whole TV like all connected to the Apple TV. So I don't really understand how to do. No, we don't have an Apple TV. We just have the Apple TV. You know what I'm saying? Okay, anyway. We don't have like an Apple TV. It's not like all that. But anyway, my foot is itching. These are my favorite Birkenstock clogs of life, but they have literally taken me, I think I've had these for 5-6 years. They've taken me 5 or 6 years to start breaking in without socks. I don't have any socks on today. And I hate wearing socks. I'm trying to like I love buying socks and I think socks are cute. I'm trying to get used to, well, walking, I don't mind wearing socks, but like to go to like brunch or something, I don't know. I don't love wearing socks. I love wearing plastic Birkenstocks or, you know. So for a long time, these shoes without socks, because they're a little heavier, like it would make your toes work harder, and so then I would like get blisters on the top of my toes. It doesn't do that anymore, but it took me 5 or 6 years to break them in because they're leather. Anyway, the lifesaver for us with Apple TV is that Alex and I will sometimes, I was like, what's wrong with this pillow? I don't have it turned. See, I have to turn it this way instead of this way so you can see the birds. I need to bring out all my Christmas stuff this week, since I never even brought out my orange Halloween. Next year, we're going to town on all the decorations. Halloween, Christmas, next year we're going to town. Let me just take a real quick break. Did I do a time check already? Okay, time check. It is currently 3:49. Before I get into all these stories, and then, okay. And then the temperature, it's actually nicer today. I don't really need this coat, but I was like, hey, how are you? Good, it's good to see you. It is 56 degrees right now, so it's pretty nice out. Last night when I took my walk, it wasn't that cold throughout the day. Like, I mean, it was cold, but it wasn't that cold. But by the time I got on my walk, like, it's like the wind is picking up right now. It was so cold that I was like, and I didn't, like last night I didn't wear like my long underwear and stuff because I was like, it's not that bad. I was so cold on my walk last night. We'll get to that in just a second because I ordered some other stuff last night. Anyway, time and temperature check. Oh, so when we went to the grocery store, I bought 2 new kinds of creamer. They're that brand Nut Pod. I have to tell you, that's not one of my favorite brands of coffee creamer, but we went to Fresh Time because I needed toothpaste. This is what I got. Here's my haul, my exciting haul today from Fresh Time. I got 4 candles. They were this big, and they're like in this little like section area. Kiosk, it's not really a kiosk, but anyway, where they had like all this Christmas stuff. They had like Burt's Bees and all this kind of stuff, but it was all discounted. I got these candles and it said that they were like $7.99, but when I got them and like with tax, they came to like $8.50. They're so small, but the smell is so strong on them, and I like little small candles. We're not going to do a candle pairing because it's light out here today. We'll wait. Oh, Lord! Some of you just woke up. I'm sorry about that. But they're like this big, but they smell a lot better than this. So I got 4 of them. But when I got to the checkout, I didn't realize they were like $8.56 or something like that with tax. And then I got 2 creamers, both nut pod. Like, I got the candy corn nut pod one, and it's kind of clumpy. I don't really know how to explain it. But I got today, because I didn't really like the other options. The Italian sweet cream is like my all-time favorite, and I don't know who the brand. It's like the brand that's like every coffee, like the coffee creamer that you get at the gas station, stuff like that. Whatever that brand is, that comes in like the plastic bottle, like that. You know, it's the creamer that's been around forever. But anyway, the nut pod. So Fresh Thyme is more of an earthy store, and so I was like they don't have, like they had 1 bottle of that type, and like they didn't even, like Alex went in to get some potato chips, and he was like, they don't even have my brand of potato chips. I like Fresh Thyme, but like they don't have a lot of stuff there. So I noticed that they had this gingerbread latte, and I was like, oh, that's kind of fun for the holidays, because I'm getting kind of low on my creamer, which is so weird, because I'm not a big creamer person in my coffee usually, and Nikki kind of got me onto this, and so now when I watch TV late at night, I usually have 2 cups of coffee, and I'll put creamer both times in it, so I'm like almost out of creamer. So I was like, oh, well, I said to Alex when we were walking in, I was like, I'm gonna get some creamer. So they had the nut pod gingerbread latte, and then they had nut pod, this wasn't a holiday one, but it was butter cookie. I love butter cookie. Oh my God, like that butter cookie like spread. Oh my God, I love that so much. So I got that, and this is actually the Patashi blend coffee, and I put the butter, so when we got back here, I put the butter cookie in a creamer. So let's see how it is. Shall we taste it? I didn't put that much of it in, because I was like, if I don't like it, I won't drink the coffee. Part of the problem is, well, today the options were Frangelica and just the Patashi blend. I'm not a big Frangelica fan, so I was like, I'm not doing this again. I'm going to just get the regular coffee, because I like just regular coffee. So I got the Patashi blend, but even the Patashi blend is not my favorite coffee in the world. So I don't know that I can really tell. Now, you want to talk about candle pairings? I do coffee pairings. So I have like this caramel vanilla creamer inside. The 2 I had before were caramel vanilla and Italian sweet cream. Okay, so with like the really strong kind of like bitter coffees, like the Illy coffee, the Javalia. Somebody said something, a lot of people were talking about the Javalia coffee, like that they had forgotten that they made it and that there were subscription boxes. I didn't know anything about that coffee. Somebody recommended it to me, but I like it. And Bustelo, that coffee, the Italian sweet cream is fantastic in those. Then I have the Barney's White Christmas, Santa's White Christmas, and it's like caramel and chestnut notes. The vanilla and chestnut pairs very well with that. And then the David and whatever, it's like David and Williams or whatever. Do you know that brand that like they send out fruit and stuff? That coffee is really good that I got. Oh my God, it's so good. I'm gonna get another box of it for the Christmas season. That one pairs very, very well with the caramel vanilla too. So anyway, I don't know, we'll have to see. I can't, to be honest with you, I can't really tell. It's more like the creamer and how it affects the coffee has less to do with the creamer taste to me and more to do with the coffee. Like, if you get a coffee that matches, if that makes sense. I don't know. I can't really, I mean, it tastes like creamer and Patashi blend, but does it taste like butter, sugar butter? No, not necessarily. But it's good. This is the thing. I'll go through this phase where I like creamer in my coffee for about a month, and then I'll be completely over it. Well, I don't know which night it was. The other night I was like, I can't do creamer in my coffee. I have to just have black coffee. So I do that early when I'm watching my TV. And then I drink water, or I drink like the sleepy teas and stuff like that. So kind of like, by the time I go to bed, I'm ready to fall asleep. Last night I had a hard time. I was like up like every hour on the hour. I don't know why. I just like woke up every hour on the hour. I was telling Alex, so Alex for years and years and years kicked in his sleep. Oh my God, it would wake me up. He doesn't really do that anymore, but he was like rolling over, like, I mean, he was like rolling over, like full body rolling over last night. And I said to him today, I was like, you were like really moving in bed last night. He was like, was I? He's like, I didn't wake up like one time. I was like, yeah, you like move all the way over. And like every time he did it, it woke me up. But anyway, his car is just like parked in the middle of the street down here with their lights on. It's not even dark enough to have your lights on. You know, I usually say it's dark out here. Anyway, the saving grace of Apple TV, okay, if you've been thinking about getting it, Alex and I will sit in the living room, right? or we'll sit in the bedroom together and like, I'll be taking a nap or listen to music or something like that, or, you know, whatever, and he'll have his AirPods on. Or I'll be downstairs and I'm watching my iPad and he's watching a TV. So he can listen to the TV with Apple TV with his AirPods in. I can too. He's taught me how to do it. I don't really get it. But anyway, so I'm a member, I guess. So we're on the same account or something. I don't know how to do it. He paired my AirPods with it. But anyway, so like if we're sitting down in the living room and we're like not watching something together, like if I'm on the couch or whatever, like I can watch my iPad and then he can watch his Apple TV, and it's like, it's not like we both have to have the sound on at the same time. Does that make sense? So that's really nice. And because he likes to watch on TV. He doesn't like to watch shows on his iPad. I only like to watch shows on my iPad. To be honest with you, like I don't even really, like when we watch shows together on the TV, I don't even really enjoy it anymore. So anyway, but yeah. So what was I gonna say? So we got up today, took the dogs out, got them fed, took them out again, came upstairs, we all fell asleep, went back to bed. Got up, took the dogs out again, then we got ready, and went to brunch, and Alex had a bowl of the, well, it's not the turkey, well, it's not, it's the turkey chili now that he loves, because it's seasonal, and so we got turkey chili and he got a Coke, and then he got the Cuban, and he brought like half the Cuban home. We ran into so many people today that we knew there. It was so bizarre. So then I was like really craving something sweet today. So I got the coffee, the Patachoux blend, and then I got the gluten-free waffle. So I don't have to eat gluten, but the reason that I get that there is because like years ago when the server said, I love waffles. One of the servers there said the gluten-free waffle is actually better than the regular waffle because the gluten-free waffle is like really light and airy, and it absolutely is. I always get 2 syrups because I have to have tons of syrup in my waffle and then tons of butter. So I had my waffle, ate like the whole thing, and then I got also a piece of buttered toast. Their buttered whole wheat toast there is just like unbelievable. It's so good. So we sat there, we saw all of our like friends that work in there and stuff like that. Behind us, the guy that walks, that I always say hi to, his dog Tiger, he lives in this neighborhood, he and his wife were behind us. And like, when I finally turned to say goodbye or to say hi to them, like they had just left. So, but then it was weird, like, so Carlos's 2 best friends from Venezuela that he like grew up with, and like, so when they moved here, like Carlos went back to Venezuela he graduated high school here and then he went back for college in Venezuela. And so when he went back, like then they became friends again, and then Carlos and Liliana moved here, and then these 2 guys that are brothers, we just call them the brothers, they moved back here too. And so they lived with Alex's mom like their first year that they were back here, and then they've been here for like a long time. Probably, if Alex and I have been together 17 years, they've probably been here like 14 or 15 years. Because the one brother, I mean, they're like Alex's age, they're like 40. One of the brothers, he married this girl, she was from Colombia, and they were together for like 2 years and then they got divorced. These guys are so nice. They are so hilarious, though. And so when I was getting coffee, because the coffee station's like in the middle, you like when you see somebody but you don't expect to see them at that place. Like I would never in a million years think that they would ever go to Patachoux. Like that's just not like their kind of like their vibe at all. They're like kind of more like sports bar kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, they're very like, and they're so funny when they come because they're so nice and they're big huggers and whatever. But like Carlos is, you know, but they're very like Carlos, like, yo, what's up? You know, like they're just really nice guys. So anyway, so I go to the coffee bar and like looked over the corner and I saw like they had both got their hair, because their hair was kind of like really big and curly. They had both gotten their hair like cut really short. I was like, that guy looks so familiar. I could only kind of see him from the side. I was like, he looks so familiar to me. How do I know him? And then I came and I walked back. Well, when they were walking, so they were sitting on like one side. We were sitting on the far other side by the door. Because our friend that works there, she, like we always sit in her section. And so she always works like to the right of the door. And so when they were walking out, I like turned and I looked and it was like right at the same time I like, because Alex was looking the other way or facing the other way. And so like I spotted the one brother who's like, ah, he was like, oh, and so they came over and we were talking and stuff. Like, we'll see them probably for Thanksgiving. But anyway, it was so good to see them. And they were talking about, he and Alex were talking about how, like, Carlos has been... So Carlos plays in, like, these baseball leagues. He also coaches baseball. He also does private coaching lessons for baseball. That's not, like, his only job that he does, but, like, he does all that on the side. He loves baseball. So Carlos, Alex's brother, actually played for, like, what would be considered in the United States, like, a farm team in Venezuela. He's a very good baseball player. And so he's, like, on this national league, and they're doing some, like, there's some, like, tournament or something in Florida. So he's been in, like, Florida for, like, the last week. And I think he comes back today, is what they were all saying, or something like that. So anyway, we'll see all of them on Thursday. But anyway, that was brunch. And then after brunch, I was like, okay, we need to go get toothpaste. I didn't realize it. Like, this morning when I went to go brush my teeth, we're, like, literally, like, we squeeze it out. We have, like, one of those things, you know. But anyway, do you guys know those things you put on the tube of toothpaste that, like, pushes it up? I used to work with this woman, and she had those. And, she had all those kind of, like, little cool things. She had this apple peeler thing. I mean, she had all the cool little gadgets. That's how I found out about, you can get them anywhere. I think the ones we got, I got at the Container Store, but you can get them online. They're like 99 cents. They just push all the toothpaste at the top. Anyway, usually by the point that we're at where we're squeezing toothpaste, we bought it. Because we buy it from Costco, like in the big packs. And so I went in there. So I don't know if you guys remember this, but about a year ago, I cleaned out the entire, so we have a walk-in closet in our bathroom. It's, like, massive. My mom used to have this kitchen table in there that was her wrapping station in the closet. She had, like, a little TV in there and everything set up, where she would just, like, open the doors open, and then she would just sit there and wrap presents and stuff like that, and do Christmas cards and all kinds. She loved it. It was like her little nook in there, you know what I mean? So anyway, on the left, so we have this hanger thing up. On the left-hand side are Alex's suits, and the right-hand side are my suits, and then the rest of it in there is just, like, we have laundry baskets in there for, like, one for towels, one for clothes. Those are for my stuff. His laundry baskets in the bedroom. And then that's really all that we have in there, except for, like, storage of stuff that we have some cleaning storage stuff in there and whatever. Well, we used to have just, like, everything that we would get, from, like, cotton balls to, like, Q-tips to mouthwash to toothpaste to toilet paper to everything, just, like, all, like, just piled up in there. So about a year ago, I went through and I bought all these, like, these basket things. They're not really baskets. They're, like, woven baskets. I think I got them from Amazon or something. It was, like, a set of 6. Those were so saving. I'm, like, going to put all my workout clothes in one of them in this, like, thing in the closet. So I can just go there, because I still have some of them left in the closet. But anyway, these, like, they're, like, foldable. Do you know what I'm talking about? But they're, like, material. They're almost kind of like burlap. But I love them. So anyway, they're, like, stackable little crates. Anyway, so I went through a year ago, and I had, like, all the soap. So we have, like, 30 bars of soap and body wash. That's, like, all in, and lotion. That's, like, all in one. And then the next one's, like, all teeth stuff, like toothbrushes, mouthwash, toothpaste. And the third one's, like, all, like, miscellaneous stuff. But anyway, I was like, we're never out of toothpaste. I mean, never. We're always, like, probably have 8 tubes ahead. We have no toothpaste in this house. And so I said, do you have any, like, travel toothpaste? And he goes, no. And I go, I don't think I do either. So we have no toothpaste. Well, I'm going to Costco on Wednesday, so I was like, let's just go to the grocery store and I'll just buy, like, 1 tube of toothpaste. So that's why afterwards we went to Fresh Time. I was going to go to the pet store, too, because Alex was like, well, you want to just go to Costco today, and then we can just load up on all the stuff we want. I said, Costco on a Sunday before Thanksgiving? I said, no. I said, Caroline and I will go there on Wednesday, because when Caroline and I were out on Wednesday, every place, Trader Joe's, Costco, was packed. And Caroline asked at Trader Joe's, and she said, oh yeah, like the week before Thanksgiving is always really, really busy. And Caroline said, well, we're going to be out next Wednesday, which goes the day before Thanksgiving is never really that busy. Now watch, it'll be packed on Wednesday. So I told Alex, I said, no, I'll just get all the stuff that we need on Wednesday. So I was going to go to the pet store. I just opened today a new bag of dog food, but I was like, I don't want to have to go do it next weekend because everybody will be out and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, but I think I'll do that on Wednesday too. I was going to try to, like, pre-film a bunch of videos for Thursday. I may still try to do that. Not a bunch, but, like, 1 or 2. I thought, like, if I, like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, if I filmed, like, 1 extra video to post on Thursday, then I could film, like, post 3 videos on Thursday, and then Friday I'll probably film, Friday and Saturday I'll probably film. I don't yet know what I'm going to do with the vlog on Thursday. I just want to say this ahead of time. I'm either going to, like, Wednesday night come out here and, like, pre-vlog something. I'll either come out here and, like, pre-vlog something. It just is going to kind of depend on my mood on Wednesday night, like how tired I am or whatever. If I do, it'll probably be a shorter vlog, and then I'll post that on Thursday. Or I'll get up early on Thursday, but I can tell you that's probably not going to happen. And I don't want to come home. Like, I want to go and enjoy time. And I know when I say this, people will be like, Peter, don't even worry about it. I want to go and just enjoy being with my family that day. And, you know, I don't want to be like, I got to get home and vlog and make sure. I want to come home and be with the dogs and just watch some shows and movies and stuff like that. So I either will pre-film it or I won't film it all on Thursday. If I don't film it at all on Thursday, I will let you guys know. I will put it up on my community tab for the vlog. It's like if you go to my channel and it'll say community posts or posts, I will put it up there. And I will also put it in the Vloggerinos group. So I don't want anybody to worry about it. So, and then I will definitely be back on Friday. I mean, I would really like to vlog because I have vlogged, I think, every day since August 25th. So, which is our anniversary. So I'd like to keep up the momentum, but that's more for me than anybody else. But I also know that, you know, there's a lot of people that don't celebrate Thanksgiving. There's a lot of people that don't even live in the United States. There's a lot of people in the United States that don't celebrate Thanksgiving. There's a lot of people that do celebrate Thanksgiving, but they don't have any family or friends to spend it with. And there's a lot of people that are going to be very tired of their families by about 8 o'clock or 9:30 when I put and be like, we need a vlog to distract us while everybody is driving us crazy, you know? So I would like to put up a couple different things that day. I know, you know, it's probably not going to be a big traction day for videos, but for people that, you know, that's not what they do on, you know, Thursday, then for them. So, last night, what did I watch? Well, yesterday, so last night, when I got done with everything, with my vlog, I'm trying to think of what I did do yesterday. I was getting done with my vlog because, what was yesterday? Saturday. Alex went to brunch, and then he went to Costco. He did not end up getting a chocolate cake. He ended up getting muffins for his Friendsgiving thing. And then he came home, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go walk while you're hanging out with the dogs and stuff like that. And he said he was going to leave at like 6:45. I can't remember what time I left from my walk. But I had such a good walk last night. Except it started getting really, really cold. The problem was my hands were cold. And I didn't wear my gloves last night. My new gloves. And so I had my phone. And so I always wear my glasses. But I don't like to have my glasses in my pocket while I'm walking because I'll hold them. I really, to be honest with you, I don't like to have my hands in my pockets while I'm walking. Like, I like to, like, have my hands down like this. I know it's cheesy, but that's just how I am. So then I put my phone, there's, like, in the sweatpants that I have. Well, they're not really sweatpants. They're, like, running pants. I put them in the side pocket sometimes. And then I put my glasses in the side pocket, but then it's bulky in the pants to walk, but that way then I can put my hands. So today, for the walk, I'm going to be warmed up. Incidentally, last night, I got online, I bought more underwear. I bought some more underwear. But I was like, so this coat is warm, but this is kind of my, like, nice coat to go out to, like, brunch or go out to dinner or something like that, right? Like, this is just my, like, out and about coat. I don't want to walk in this and have this get real sweaty and stuff like that. The coat epoxy coats I love, they are not warm. Like, I'm telling you right now, if you buy one of those coat epoxy coats, they're like Caroline and I were talking about it. Like, she's like, yeah, but you need, like, a light weather coat. I was like, yeah, I do. But they're like a fall coat. Like, they're not going to keep you warm. They just, I don't know what it is about it. I mean, I think they have heavier coats that probably do. I love that brand. I actually noticed when I was watching Amazing Race yesterday, I don't know if they were sponsored by them or not. But, what's his name? The guy that was on Big Brother. He's real good looking. Tucker and his brother. They had, like, hats, bags, everything that was coat epoxy. I love that brand. I will continue to buy their stuff. The coat just doesn't keep you warm. It's super comfortable, but like to walk in, like the arms are fleece and this front is this, and it just is not warm. Like my arms get so cold on it. So last night, because it wasn't as cold as it had been, I wore like a t-shirt and then I wore my North Face zip-up coat because it's a little bit warmer. I mean, I got outside and I was like a half an hour into my walk and I was like, I am cold. Like, I am cold. My legs weren't, which was really weird. They're like these running sweatpants I got online. Everything I got online, like, this is what's so interesting. everything I got online that was real cheap keeps me warm, okay? The camera stopped. The North Face and the coat epoxy, all that stuff that's expensive. Well, the coat epoxy was on sale, and the North Face coat was on, well, not this one, but the other one was on sale too. Like, it's not warm. You would think that would be the stuff that would keep you warm, right? I do think I want, because my dad, my entire life, has always worn Patagonia stuff. I do want to get a Patagonia coat, but like something that I can just like run around town in. I think that's like lightweight, that I can wear it in the spring as well. But anyway, so tonight on my walk, I'm wearing my long underwear, I'm wearing the whole deal, wearing my gloves and everything. I don't care if I'm like hot at first. I'd rather be warm than cold. Like at home, like to lay down and go to sleep, I like to be cold and then like warm myself up. But on a walk, like there's no, I mean, once you're cold, you're cold. So I was like thinking about that underwear that I had bought at Costco. Look at my hair, and it looks so fantastic. I was thinking about that. That's called taking a shower late at night and then taking a nap. I was thinking, I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow though, by the way, so we don't have to worry about that. But I was thinking about, what was I gonna say? Well, I can't think. That underwear that I got at Costco, the long underwear, that it's called like 32 degrees or something like that. And I was like, I wonder if they make a coat that like keeps you warm, that's like insulated, because the underwear is supposed to like keep your body temperature the same. It's supposed to like reduce like moisture when you're like active outside and stuff like that. And I was like, they also have 32 degrees cool too. Did you guys know that? I didn't buy it, but they have like underwear that's supposed to like keep you cool in the summer, and t-shirts and stuff like that. So I got on there and I put in 32 degree like running coat. If you put in walking stuff, it pulls up completely different stuff. So I look up running stuff even though I don't run. It didn't pull up a coat. I don't think they have any coats, but it pulled up all these different random coats. I ended up getting this coat. It actually looks a lot like this in the front, but the arms are just like a different material. And it's supposed to keep you like super warm. $38. If this coat, listen, Linda, if this coat keeps me warm, I mean, here I am spending $100, $200 on these coats that aren't even keeping me warm outside. If this $38 coat, like, warms my butt up while I'm walking, I'm gonna swear by this thing. I'm just telling you right now. It's like a no-brand coat, but it's like had all these ratings, and I was like reading the reviews, and people were like, oh my god, this coat keeps me so warm when I'm running and walking. So I was like, oh my god, I'm buying this coat. $38. So anyway, I don't think it comes till Tuesday, so we'll find out on Tuesday if it works or not. This table's actually been pretty clean for a while. Anyway, oh, because the landscapers haven't been out here blowing everything around. So, got back from my walk last night. So about 15 minutes before I got back, Alex texted me and he said he was leaving. And I said, okay, I'm heading back now anyway. So I got back, got my dinner together, and I was watching Amazing Race. I was like, I gotta get caught up on Amazing Race. I have to be honest with you, I am so over Amazing Race this season. I'm not real interested in the people like, hey, how are you? It's good to see you. I'm not real interested in the people. It's all Big Brother people. I thought I would really, really like it. I'll be honest with you, I almost can't even explain why I don't like it. Like, I don't really know. Like, Tucker I like his brother. I mean, everybody that's been on there. Izzy I like, and her partner Paige. Jag and his brother I like. Taylor and her boyfriend, I really like them a lot. Who else is on there still? Chelsea and her dad, I like everybody on there. Who am I forgetting? Joseph and his brother, I really like them. I don't know them. I didn't know them before the show, but that's apparently Taylor's ex and like now her best friend or something. I don't know, but I like all of them. There's just something about, it just doesn't feel like Amazing Race to me. Because Amazing Race is these strangers that you get to know, and they all have these different personal stories. I think that's, like for me, like Traders UK, one of the reasons why Traders UK is so much better than like the US Celebrity Traders, I know we haven't watched the UK Celebrity one yet. I feel like when the UK, I mean, I like the Celebrity Traders in the US. I mean, we watch it, I enjoy it, but it's like, people kind of come on there with their personalities and something to prove a little bit, and like, you don't really get to see them as people. The UK Traders, that was just regular people. Like, even, like, I can remember the one season when it was like, I mean, people that were like the traders on there, they were, like, they had really made friends with the people in the house, and so when they had to betray them, like, they were, like, really emotionally upset about it, but they needed the money, and I don't know, it's just, for me, Amazing Race, like, it didn't work with the Big Brother thing. I'm, to be honest with you, I'm over it. I'm bored. So, I watched that last night, Why can't I even remember who got kicked off? Oh, I remember who got kicked off. Well, they did this. I'm not going to tell you who got kicked off in case you're watching it. But they did this thing at the beginning, which was like a double U-turn. Which means that you have to do both legs of like the... Usually like one person, you can like pick. If you're going to do like pick up rocks or pick up sticks. Like you can pick. We're going to do rocks. I'm just making this up. But if you do like a U-turn, you have to do both of them. And so... They did a vote, like a live vote. So then everybody got upset because you could see who was voting for you and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, I was kind of surprised who got kicked off. Well, who got first and who got kicked off, I was real surprised about because it was so different. But anyway, I mean, not really, I guess. This is the other thing, too. There's kind of an obvious standout winner on this season, which right now I'd be happy with anybody that wins. So... Watch that. Then I watched Ghosts. I'm not loving this season of Ghosts. I don't know why. Like, I love that show. I will say this. It feels a lot different to binge it than it does to watch one episode at a time. Which I did the last season, I think. I think, like, when I finally got caught up on it, it was, like, halfway through the season. It's okay. I don't know. There's something... If you watch Ghosts, you'll understand what I'm saying. Why can't I think of her husband's name now? But anyway, they built a restaurant on the property. Like, I kind of got real bored of it after the restaurant was built. Like, it was more interesting to me, the ghosts and their history and stuff like... So, Ghosts is about this couple that buys this huge mansion out in the middle of nowhere. And it's haunted. And there's, like, 7 ghosts that live in this house. And so... But they all, like, died at different times on the property. So, they can't leave the property. This was a Thanksgiving episode. And, like, one of the ghosts is Native American, so it was, like, that whole discussion, which was... I kind of love that they, like, have that discussion about it on there. But then there's a lot of side things. Like, this guy Trevor that was, like, a Wall Street guy. Like, his daughter works for the restaurant now, but then you don't see her for 3 episodes. I don't know. It's just kind of interesting to me. So I watched that last night. Read... Oh, I know. Okay, so took my shower... And then I was like, you enjoyed so much. What is going on down here? That woman just, like, pointed straight at me. She was driving real slow, and then she pointed, like, right at me, and their windows were blacked out and stuff like that. So I kept on thinking last night, I was like, you enjoyed so much. Well, I was watching Amazing Race, and Tanya called. I called her, and then she called me right back. And she's like, what are you doing? We got laughing so hard. What did we get laughing about? Some meme that she saw. And then she was telling me something to do with somebody we know. If this person comes back this way again and slows down and points, I can hear their car. That is them again. Maybe they're looking for something. It's weird when people go down there and turn around because you don't have to do that. Like, it goes all the way around. So there's no reason to, like, turn around. I feel like they're looking for something. I can hear them right there. They don't know which way to go. They don't know if they should go, like... It doesn't say, like, no outlet or whatever. It just takes you to the pool, and then there's a cul-de-sac that comes back. So people get confused, especially delivery people. Yeah, I can hear them right there. Maybe she's pointing at me and she's like, ask him. People always think I'm doing a podcast. Should I start a podcast? I feel like everybody in the world has a podcast now. I actually did think about doing a podcast. Do you guys remember I talked about it for a while? Listen, I don't need to add one more thing to my plate. For a while, everybody was asking me to turn my vlogs into podcasts so they could listen to them. I'm like, well, all you have to do is turn on the YouTube video, plug it in, and just listen to it. I mean, just don't watch it. You can just listen to it. It's really not a whole lot different. And for a while, I listened to a lot of true crime podcasts. I don't really anymore. Because then I feel like, well, I could be listening to an audiobook. You know? That was what I want to talk about in my vlog. I didn't even get to that part. So anyway, what is going on? Where are they at? Oh, you know what? I wonder if they're at this woman's house down here on the corner. So... Anyway, no, I'm not starting a podcast. I have an announcement to make. I'm starting a podcast. I did kind of throw around the idea for a while that I was going to start a podcast. Melissa and I were going to do the Boogeyman Besties for a long time. We still act like we're going to do it every once in a while, but I don't think that's probably ever going to happen now. I know people are devastated. They're like, what? Listen, I like to come up with ideas just because I love when people like criticize me for like, oh, he said he was going to brush his teeth and he didn't brush his teeth. He said he was going to do this. Do you not just throw out ideas? Like, do you not get what this vlog is? This vlog is not a list of things to hold me accountable for that I say I'm going to do and then I never do. This vlog is stream of consciousness conversations, okay? If I had $1 for every idea that I had, I'd be a very rich man. But I have a lot of ideas that come to fruition. I have even more that don't. I have even more really good ideas. Oh my God, if I told you guys some of the ideas I had for different things on YouTube, and I mean, I just said not too long ago, Tanya and I were going to start this TikTok. Caroline and I have had so many, let me tell you, Caroline and I have had so many projects of things we were going to do that never happened, that I never even, for a while, I was like, I'm not mentioning stuff on here anymore because then people be like, well, he didn't do this and he didn't do that. I'm glad y'all are so dedicated that like every time you come up with an idea, you follow through with it. I'm not that person. I'm just not. Okay, call me lazy. But no, I got 8 channels, and honestly, I post on 6 to 8 of them every single day, almost, except for on the weekends. But I actually did film this weekend, and I'm going to film next weekend too. I do not need to start a podcast. And the other thing is, if I did a podcast, like Caroline every once in a while asks me, she's like, everybody has a podcast. I'm like, that's exactly why I don't want to have a podcast. But the whole conversation is always like, if we do a podcast, so should we film it and put it on YouTube? And I'm like, why would we not just have a YouTube channel then, like for that? And I don't really want to have a knife channel, but I do have to tell you what's really funny. Is I was watching this guy, this car is just like in somebody's driveway. I can hear it over here. It's just running. Wonder if they're just dropping her off or something. Anyway, this woman over here on the corner has lived here as long as my mom. Like every once in a while she'll be like, I remember your mom telling me. She and my mom actually did get along really, really well. She lived in here like, I think like a year before my mom did. Anyway, she's real sweet. She lives on the lakes. She loves it. She stands out there on the corner. She smokes cigarettes all night long. I'm walking by, I like can't say her name, but I walk by, I'm like, hey. Anyway, I always remember because her name, and it's kind of a really unique name, her name and my mom's sponsor's name were the same, which I think is kind of, anyway, I always think of that. So, I think she's probably, I mean, my mom died 18 years ago this year, so, I mean, she's probably 90. I hope I'm still going the way some of these people are in this neighborhood when I'm in my 90s or my 80s. I mean, these people, like, that woman that just walked by and said hi to me, I swear, I mean, I've known her from before here. I swear to God, I thought she was, like, in her late 60s, early 70s. And one time I said something to her, and she said she was 79. And now she's got to be, like, 80 now, at 80, 81. And she walks, like, every single day. I'm like, if you saw this woman, cute little blonde bob, if you saw her, there's no way. You'd guess her for maybe 67, 68. She's 80, 81. People in this neighborhood look fantastic. I don't know, Fountain of Youth or something over here. Fountain of Youth. I'm glad they finally decided to turn off their car. But anyway, so last night on my walk, oh, well, let me finish just what I was going to say. Took my shower and stuff like that and ate and have everything turned off. Tanya and I talked for a long time last night. I was watching Amazing Race, and I got off the phone with her, and what was she watching last night? Oh, I was talking about BritBox, and she was like, so she and Caroline had both seen The Fall like years ago. They both swear it was on Netflix years ago. I think it was. So I was telling them that I was like, I had to finish season 2 and start season 3, which I did last night. But then Tanya was like, I said, I don't know what to start next. I'm thinking about starting the show Blue Lights. And she goes, oh my God, it's so good. And I said, have you watched it? She goes, yeah, all 3 seasons. I go, I don't think the 3rd season's out yet. She goes, yeah, it is, because I just finished it. And so I looked, and all three seasons were out. And I said, is it really that good? She goes, it is so good. You will love it. So Blue Lights will probably be my next one. But I have so many shows I want to watch. So Tanya and I were laughing and talking. Whenever I'm talking to Tanya on the phone, like her husband's always talking on the phone at the same time. And so I like ask her, I'm like, who's he talking to? And she's like, I don't know. And then she starts laughing, and then we start whispering and stuff like that. So anyway, I was sending her pictures of the dogs from earlier that day. But anyway, we got laughing so hard. So after I got done eating and all that kind of stuff, I'd taken my walk. I was talking to Tanya, got done with that. I was like, took my shower, and then like the dogs were just hanging out in the bed. And I was like, My favorite moment from a couple days ago was when they were working on the patio door and I laid in bed and I listened to my audiobook and then I read my Kindle. I so enjoyed that. And this is how I was gonna start my whole vlog. Y'all got me so distracted. Damn. So anyway, I have like just wanted to lay in bed and read for like the last couple days because I was like my moment of that day that made me so happy. So I was like, okay, is this car coming back this way again? This is kind of starting to freak me out. Oh no, that's my neighbor. So the dogs were in bed and they were being real sweet and they were kind of like chewing on this rope toy thing. And so I like got underneath the top blanket, which is like the Pendleton one. And I sat there and, well, the other day I listened to my audiobook and then I read a little bit of my Kindle. But last night I read the Thanksgiving Advent Calendar book. And then I read a chapter in, I don't know what the book is called. It's Isla River. Here, I'll tell you what it is if you want to buy it. It's Kindle Unlimited. And the main character is Isla Rivers, and it's book 1. I actually really like it. It's about this, where's my glasses? It's about this FBI agent that gets, I mean, I'll tell you, it's not the greatest book in the entire world, but it's short and I enjoy it. Isla Rivers, FBI agent. I put FBU, FBI. Okay, there's 12 books in the series. Outside the Room, that's the one I'm listening to, or reading right now on the Kindle. They're all free on Kindle Unlimited. So, Outside the Room is the first one. I hope that, so it's about this, she gets she gets transplanted from, or she gets demoted. Somebody's walking over here. She gets demoted from working in Miami as an FBI agent to Duluth, Minnesota on Lake Superior. I can see like their shadows moving back and forth. So I'm like, are they going inside? Are they like walking over here? So this is the book, Outside the Room by Blake Pierce. Let me see if I can read you the overview. FBI agent Isla Rivers transferred to the icy shores of Lake Superior, Minnesota. So the whole first book takes place during a blizzard, which I love anyway. Must hunt down a killer more diabolical than any she's known and outsmart his mind games, if she is to free the next victim in time. When a series of victims are discovered encased in ice-packed crates, a deadly game of cat and mouse ensues for Isla Rivers. As she delves deeper, she finds a sinister link to past drownings. Is this the one I'm reading? Yeah. Outside the Room is the first book in a long-anticipated new series by #1 bestseller in USA Today bestselling author Blake Pierce, whose bestseller Once Gone, a free download, has received. Oh, maybe I need to look at that one. Once Gone. Like I said, I wouldn't say it's like the best book in the world. I mean, the character development's not great, but like as a Kindle Unlimited books, well, first of all, it is kind of scary to read. It's her and this detective named the Sullivan guy. And so like they're like go out on this boat on Lake Superior during this blizzard and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I love my Kindle. So I laid there and read for about 45 minutes. The dogs were right next to me. I mean, it just was bliss. So finally I was like, okay, I'm gonna turn the lights off and take a nap. So I did. When I got up, Alex was coming home. He was super tired. So he like laid in bed. We talked for a little bit. He told me about his Friendsgiving. He was like, everybody wished that you were there. I'm like, okay. I did this Q&A thing on Instagram yesterday. I'm going to do the video later this week. And somebody said, what do I think about Friendsgivings? I think Friendsgivings are fine. I think they're fun. I did them for years, okay? I did them for years. Friendsgivings are really, really hard for me. And let me tell you why. #1, the food. The food is really, really hard for me because there's so much food. Everybody brings stuff and the people there. I'm such a foodie that I just would be like, oh my God, like cheese dip, cheese balls, desserts. Oh my God, sugary desserts. Like just, ha. Alex brought muffins from Costco and I was like almost telling him to bring them. I cannot have that stuff in the house. I cannot have it in here. I will eat it. So anyway, oh my God, that clotted fudge or whatever it's called from Trader Joe's. I cannot have that in my house, okay? I bought 3 boxes of that. 2 of them to give away and 1 to keep myself. I'm already on the 2nd box. So anyway, I laid in bed and I read for a little bit. And then I laid down and I took my nap. Everybody's driving by real slow, staring me down today. What is going on? You need to move on. So anyway, and then I turned off the lights and took a nap with the dogs. And when I got up, Alex was getting home. But he was like, he was telling me about his night and whatever and stuff like that. And like whose husbands were there and whose weren't. Most of them weren't. And so he was telling me about Friendsgiving and all that kind of stuff. And he made dinner plans with somebody for us for a couple's date for somebody that we haven't seen in a long time. He just told me last night, and he told me at brunch again today. He's like, don't forget. I can't remember the day it was now. But anyway, and then I got up and took the dogs out and did all that. I keep on forgetting to tell you what I did on my walk that I'm so proud of. Hold on a second. But anyway, on my walk, we'll get to the TV in just a second. I finished the 5th Thursday Murder Club book, which I think is called An Impossible Fortune. The Impossible Fortune. Why am I losing my voice all of a sudden? An Impossible Fortune. The Impossible Fortune. Here, let's look and see. I gave it 4 stars. So here's how the 5 books go. I mean, actually, the battery just went to the halfway mark. But guess what? Did I not bring it? I brought another battery with me. I think... What was I going to say? Oh, the Thursday Murder Club books. So now that I've read all of them that are out, the 5th one just came out like a month ago. So that was the September-October book pick for the Cozy Mystery Book Club on my BookTube channel. Now that I've read all of them, the first one, absolutely the best. I love the first one. The second one and the third one, I think he missed the script on a little bit. The 4th and the 5th one, the 4th one's better, and the 5th one is my second favorite next to the, like, it's like he regained it. Part of the problem for me is, and I'll tell this in my review, is that one of the main characters in the first one is the detective Donna DeFreitas, who's, like, younger and, like, if you've even seen the movie, you'll know who she is in the movie. In the movie on Netflix, they don't show her as much. She's like a big part of the first book. And you really, like, get to know her in the first book. Like, she seems different in the movie than she does in the book. I don't know, like, in the movie, she just kind of seems shy and standoffish, which she was in the book. But in the book, she was really funny because, like, she caught on pretty quickly that... So the Thursday Murder Club books are about, like, these 4 old... What is this? Oh my god, this is so funny. This book that was pulled up was called Pause or something that somebody's reading. But anyway, it was like a children's book. Who is reading this book? Hazel has her hands full. Pause 4. Somebody's reading it. Oh, the Good Reads Choice Awards are out. Well, we'll get to those in just a second. I'll tell you my thoughts on that. So anyway, or maybe I should wait for that and do that. That's a good... I have so many BookTube videos to do this week, but that's a good BookTube video. Okay, what was I saying? The last Thursday Murder Club book. I think it's called An Impossible Fortune. Challenge details. The Impossible Fortune. Okay, can I just tell you that I have read 104 books out of 112 right now. I'm 8 books away from meeting my goal. The Advent calendar book will be, what did I say, 104? Will be 105, and that'll be 7 away. I'm probably going to finish 2 or 3 other... Well, I'm going to finish another one today, so that'll be 106. So last night I finished the 5th one. Okay, so Donna DeFreitas, and I'll do this in my whole review that I'm going to do, but Donna DeFreitas, the detective, like... She comes to do this, like, presentation. So the place is called Cooper's Chase, where they live. It's like a retirement home, but they have, like, their own apartments and stuff in there. It's like a retirement community. And so she comes there to, like, do this presentation. But there's, like, this group of 4 people that are friends. It's, like, 2 women and 2 men. And they just, like, solve these cold cases from back in the day. They're, like, obsessed with murder. And that's the Thursday Murder Club. But they're really smart, and they're really... It's like, they're just... I don't know. I just love them so much. But they discuss a lot about, like, being older and stuff like that. They're all, like, in their 70s and 80s. So they, like, really start liking this detective, Donna DeFreitas, because, like, they start they're like, she's like, do you have any, like, she's teaching self-defense or something. They're like, do you have any questions? And she's like Elizabeth is like, yeah, if a body fell from, like, 30 feet from a window, like, would it crush their... It's like, she's like, why are you asking me these questions? So then they, like, the first book, they use her a lot to, like, she's a huge part of the case in the first one. Well, as each book goes on, Donna DeFreitas, I don't know if he got bored, the author, Richard Osman, got bored with her or something, but, like, she's just less and less and less a part of it. And she was one of the reasons why I love the book. I loved her interactions with them as characters. When this gets to the 30-minute mark, I will probably change the battery, just because that way I'll remember where I'm at. We're at, like, 24 minutes and 28 seconds right now, so I'll pay attention. But anyway... So if there's a pause in between the two parts of the hour break, then you'll know why, because I'm going to put my new battery in. But anyway, there's just, I don't know if he got bored with her or something, but, like, she's just in each And each book going further, she's less and less of the story. And I really enjoy her. I really, really enjoy her. So I finished that last night, and then I started the November book for the Cozy Mystery Book Club, which is book 2 in the Golden Motel Mysteries, I think is what it's called. Hold on a second. Solid Gold Murder. It's book 2. Well, here, actually, let's look. So this is, I have 2 hours and 11 minutes left, which means obviously I'll walk for like an hour and a half. So I'll finish that much, and then the other part of it I'll either listen to before while the vlog is rendering, or I will listen to it afterwards. So I will be completely caught up. And then starting tonight, I'm also going to listen to I've got 6 James Patterson books to catch up on. So that, and you may show you a little, give you a little hint. Okay. Last night, I sat down. Oh, I can't show it to you on here. Okay, because you guys will see what the books are. So last night, Nikki and I were talking about the book. So she finalized her pick for the Christmas thriller read-along. I finalized my pick. We approved each other's books. And there are 8 Advent calendar books that we're reading. There's 1 fantasy romance. There's 2 other romances, and the rest are thrillers. Nikki, so I sent her the list last night. I typed it all up and everything on my computer. I was very proud. It felt very professional. And so today she sent it back to me and she goes, you forgot these 2. And so she added 2 on there. And so that would have been book 9 and 10, Advent calendar book. And I was like, I go, do you need a nap? She started laughing. Because those were books 3 and 4. She was comparing it. She's like, I called her on the way to a brunch. I was like, girl, what's going on here? She started laughing. She goes, well, I was comparing, because she wrote it down like on her iPad, her list. And she was like, I was comparing my list. I was like, you need a nap or something. So anyway, 8 Advent calendar books. I cannot wait. Listen, I have been like downloading Cozy Christmas Mysteries on my Kindle. It is going to be a Christmas readathon starting on December 1st. I am so excited. I cannot wait. So I'll be making that video on my BookTube video channel as well this week. Anyway, so this week is all just about, well, I think like December 1st, like the first Audible that I might listen to. And Cozy Mystery Book Club, if you're part of it, is Christmas series. All Christmas series. I think I might listen to the Dan Brown book first, because I really wanted to listen to that. I've been waiting forever for that to come out. So I might listen to that, then get into Christmas books. But all my physical copy and Kindle books, all Christmas. Well, maybe, because I'm not going to be done with the zombie Fallout then, so, and the apocalyptic books. So we'll do a little bit here and there. I don't know. We'll have to add some of that together. But anyway, I'm really excited about December with reading. So last night when I got up, what did I watch? I was talking to Nikki while I was cleaning the kitchen. And what did I end up watching last night? I think by the time, I was ordering stuff online. That's where I was like ordering the coat and stuff like that. By the time I sat down to watch TV, I was like, I'm just gonna watch. I've got to start just like getting through these shows, because I'll watch like 2 episodes and then it's like late and then I'm reading and whatever. I'll watch them. Well, because I started my movie channel, so like I've been trying to watch like a movie. Like tonight I'll watch a movie. And then I'll watch some shows. Oh, tonight's Sister Wives. I've got Sister Wives to watch tonight. So I'll watch a movie on top of that. I really, really want to watch. I've got to get through Welcome to Plathville. But the other thing I don't want to do is, I don't want to do like 4 days in a row of Welcome to Plathville episode reviews, because I think some people will be bored with that. So I think what I'm just going to do is do like 1 or 2 a week until I'm done with it. I think I have like 5 episodes left. I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of over Welcome to Plathville. I'm going to finish watching it. I just like, at some point, I just kind of like, I want to keep on watching it and covering it in case there's next season. And if there is another season, then I won't let myself get behind in the reactions. I've also got to finish 1,000 Pound Roomies. My plan is, in all honesty, to do 1,000 Pound Roomies tomorrow. Or no, Sister Wives tomorrow, 1,000 Pound Roomies. I'm just going to watch the last 2 episodes and finish that and just do it in one video. And then Wednesday, do Welcome to Plathville. And then Thursday, pre-film something or don't have anything up for Thursday. And then Friday, I really wanted to watch The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia and do that for this week. But I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll just have to see. Maybe Friday or Thursday I'll put that up. But I got to figure out, I got my movies down, but I wanted to do a new movie for tomorrow. So if you have any movie recommendations, by the time this is up, any new movie recommendations, put it in the comment section below. I also don't want a movie that's super, super long. Like, I feel like every movie I look at, it's like 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm like, damn, that's like half of my TV viewing night. So last night, I watched The Fall. I finished season 2, and I started season 3. Okay, so I really, really like it. Okay, changed the battery. We're at an hour, and let's see what time it is. Oh, it's 4:41. Changed the battery and made it to an hour. We'll see how long this vlog is today. I have no idea how long this is going to be. But anyway, until I'm done talking, I really, really like The Fall. There are some things, I don't know. Like, it's in the 3rd season. Well, is it? No, it's in the last episode. So the last episode of season 2, I started watching it, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get like 2 or 3 episodes done of season 3. So I'll be like halfway through it. I can finish it tomorrow night. Well, I started watching it, and I was like, how are they going to finish this in this episode? And I looked, and it was literally like an hour and a half long or something like that. Okay, so it was like a long episode. The other thing about it is that when it aired, like, it literally, the next season picks up exactly where the last season stopped. So I think it would have been hard to like have like a year in between, like waiting for the new season to come out. To binge it, it just feels like one big long season. Okay, so I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but it's been out since 2013. There was a scene at the very end of season 2 where I literally thought like the prisoner person was going to run because he was handcuffed to one other person, and there was like really no police watching him, and I thought that's what was going to happen. That's not what happens, but I thought that's what was going to happen. But I thought like that, and the other thing is I didn't understand why they just didn't arrest him. Like, that was, and I don't know, this is where I don't know, this is crazy if you watch a lot of UK shows, because this is such a huge issue in the United States, obviously, right now. If you watch a lot of these UK murder mysteries, the police officers don't carry guns a lot. Like, it is, you don't even really notice it unless you watch it a lot. Like, I don't know about, like, I mean, I've read some about, like, gun laws in the UK and Europe and stuff like that, but it's so interesting when you see it. Like, you see, like, how police, like, apprehend people without guns and stuff like that in the UK. And, I mean, they're catching serial killers, and they're not, like, going down hall, and some of them do. Some of them, like, with like these drug deals and stuff like that in some of these shows, they show that. But like, they'll have a SWAT team outside. But very, very rarely do the detectives like have guns on them. And if they do, it's like a huge issue. Like, they talk about it in the show. It's very, very interesting. The whole handling of that topic in the UK versus the United States. I think, you know, could probably take a lesson from that a little bit. But it's interesting to me, the way that it's portrayed in there. But what I didn't understand about it is, and somebody please feel free to email me or DM me and explain it to me, is like, and I don't know if this is maybe the difference in the law in the United States versus the UK, but they literally had like, I mean, so much evidence on this person, and they still wouldn't arrest him. And I understand that they were like hoping that maybe that he would like lead them to somebody, but I just didn't understand it. I was like, are you going to ever arrest him? Like, even to the very end, I was like, are you going to ever arrest this person? I feel like this is like way above my head. Okay. So then the other thing I didn't understand was that in the ICU, the killer is like in the same room with one of his victims, but he's in like a private room. He gets treated better than she does, but they're in the same room. And I thought it was going to come up at some point. I thought they were going to say, you cannot have them in here in the same room, number one. Number two, they literally had no police guard over him. Like, I kept on thinking it was going to be like a Michael Myers thing. Like, he was going to get up and just, like, walk out or whatever. I was like, I mean, which they kind of, like, do show that he, like, wakes up at the end of episode 1. And I'm like, why is there no, like, there's a police officer standing outside, not his door, but the door of the ICU, which has, like, 8 people in it. I'm like, it's like a unit. The police officer's outside the unit. Well, he could get away a million other ways. I'm like, why is there not, like, a police officer sitting in the room with him? Like, it didn't make any sense to me. A lot of the show, there's some of the show that doesn't make sense to me about it. I don't know. But Gillian Anderson is fantastic in it. A lot of it, and I didn't really get this at first. I mean, I did kind of, but I didn't know if it was just like a part of it. But a main focus of the show is really about, Well, it's really about, like, freedom of mind. Like, he shows, like, as a serial killer, like, he believes that he has freedom because he doesn't have to abide by any laws or any rules. She feels like she has freedom because she doesn't have to follow what other people expect of her from, like, what a woman should be. It's very much about women's empowerment. And so, like, there's a scene where he says, but I'm free in a way that you'll never be. And she says, but you're arrested. And he says, but I'm free. And she goes, but you're arrested. And so a lot of it shows, like, she's very sexually, like, liberated and things like that. And so, and just, it shows that she's very comfortable with who she is. And she doesn't ever really feel like she ever needs to explain that to anybody. It's fantastic. Her character is fantastic. A fantastic character. There's this very interesting scene with her supervisor at the end. I don't want to ruin it for anybody that happens. Well, not at the end, but it's in season 2, where she compares him to the serial killer a lot. And I thought, this is part of the misogyny that, like, people don't want to have these conversations. Tanya and I were talking about this last night. One of the reasons why I love these UK shows, and a lot of, like, the Swedish shows are like this too, or, like, you know, the other European shows are like this. I've seen a couple Australian shows too. It's like, it feels like a lot of the shows in the United States, like, we're afraid in the show to have real conversations or tackle real topics. Like, the UK shows are literally about, like, I mean, they go dark. They go really, really dark. And they're willing to have tough conversations. It's almost like, when you start watching them, you realize kind of how watered down some of our television is here. Anyway, so I finished season 2 last night. I started season 3, and then I went to bed. Yeah. That was my night last night. It was a fantastic night. I had a good night. And Alex had fun at his Friendsgiving. I did not regret not going at all. I had such a wonderful night. And then when I get done with this and I get done rendering this, I mean, it's already, like, you can tell the sun's coming down a little bit. When I get done vlogging, it's 4:48. When I get done vlogging, I'm going to render this. And while it's rendering, I'm going to go change my clothes. I'm going to go on my walk and hopefully finish this book tonight. I've had to just, like, no music. Because I love to walk listening to music now. I've had to be like, no music. You're just going to walk and listen to this audiobook. This one I like, actually. So this is the second book. I can't remember when I read the first one. It was earlier this summer. So this is the second book in the, what's it called? Oh, that's why I was looking it up. Hold on to my Goodreads. My books. I think it's called The Golden Motel Mysteries is what it's called. By Ellen Byron. Golden Motel Mystery number 2. Yeah, I really like it. I almost like it better than the first one. So, it's about this woman, and she used to work in television. This takes place in upstate California. She used to work in television, and so did her ex-husband. And now they're, like, best friends. And so she buys this hotel out in the middle. It's, like, by the Redwood area. Redwood forest, trees, whatever. Anyway, Northern California area. You know, that Redwood area. Anyway, and so the first one, she buys this hotel, and her ex-husband, who's now her best friend, like, helps her fix it up. And it's like, it's very cozy mystery, because there's, like, people, like, in the small town that she gets along with. There's people that don't like her. She's already got her, like, arch nemesis in the town and things like that. So the second one, like, the hotel is up and running. Because the first one, there was, like, a murder at the hotel. I don't want to tell it, because there's only 2, and you should read them. If you like cozies, they're really good. Not to mention, it's the November book for Peter's Cozy Mystery Book Club. They're so short, you can finish them both in, like, 2 days. So the second one starts... And the hotel, like, the first one, like, the hotel's not getting booked at all. And the second, and then there's a murder that happens there, so definitely nobody wants to stay there. But in the second one, like, the motel is, like, up and running and whatever. Well, this, like, father, this is right at the beginning, it won't ruin it for you. This father and son come out there, and the son's, like, bored, he's, like, a teenager, and they're, like, having this, like, hiking trip together. And they want to, like, mine for gold, and her dad's, like, helping, and it's, like, but it's supposed to be all, like... very funny, haha, like tongue-in-cheek, like, we're mining for gold, but there's not really any gold there. Well, they find gold, and then she's taking a video of it, and she puts it up on her website because she doesn't know what she's doing. Stuff like that happens in Cozy Mysteries all the time, like mistakes turn into, like, real stuff. And so, then they think there's all this gold there, so there's, like, a town, there's, like, a gold rush in this town. It's actually a really cute concept, I thought, when I was listening to it last night. So I listened to, like, an hour of it last night. So as soon as I get... Is he in the kitchen? No. As soon as I get done with that, I'm going to start the James Patterson one. You know what? Actually, I need to go in here and look and see. Because I don't think I have the James Pattersons. I need to get on... I like to... Like, if I'm going to order a lot of books in a row, because I need to just order the next 6. If I'm gonna order a lot of books in a row, I like to get on the computer and do it because it's easier for me to do it. So let's see what the next. What was the last James Patterson? I've got October and November here to read. Crisscross was the last one that I read. I think it was. Well, if it, 9 times 3. It should have been book 27. Book 27. Okay. What's the next one? Splish splash, I was taking a bath. Long about a Saturday night. Why did that song just come into my head? Oh, Crisscross, Splish Splash. Dumb. 27. Deadly Cross. Here, I'm going to screenshot these so I know to... I just hope they're not long. What's that one? What did I call it? Deadly Cross? You guys, they just become so repetitive in all honesty. Okay. What am I doing here? I'm going to read some comments here in a second and address them. Deadly Cross. Why can't I type this out? Deadly Cross. Oh good, it's not too long. I'm not spending a credit on it. I should though, because it's... Well... I haven't bought it yet. I'm gonna go in and buy all these books. I will say this. I've had a lot of fun doing the Alex Cross read-along, but I won't be sad when it's over. I won't be sad when it's over. It's time. It's time for it to be over. Okay, let's go in here and read some comments, shall we? I was reading the comments earlier, so I've read most of them. Hold on. Lindsay said, thank you for blogging, Peter. You helped me clean my house. It sounds silly, but I'm so much more productive when it feels like a friend is sitting. Oh, I love that. We are friends. Hey, gal. Oh my God, I thought so many of you would be so annoyed by the dogs being, okay. And only a couple people were like, well, they were a little distracting at first, but I ended up loving it. You guys were very sweet about them. I'm not going to do it a lot. I know that they're wagging their tails. Well, it's Walter Wiggletoes. But anyway, you guys were real sweet about it. I appreciate it. Rachel said, oh, I love seeing Walter and Otis. They are so sweet. I love all your vlogs, and lately they have been really bringing things up for me that I didn't even know I needed here, but I did. I learned a lot from you, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I know today's is kind of like just an update, a weekend update, but this week I'm going to, I know that you guys like when I have more of the conversations about what's going on in my life and stuff like that, or reflecting on things I've learned, and so I'm going to try to keep the vlogs doing that. Oh, here it is. Sally said something about the candlelight. You guys like the candlelight, too. Kristen said, this was the best vlog ever. I love the dogs playing around at the beginning. Sandy said, I'm always down for the pups. Kara said, little faces. Chrissy said, I appreciate the deep talks and appreciate when you talk about books and TV. It's literally like listening. You are so sweet. Everybody's so sweet. Saying that it's like, Christy said, Walter is like, who are you talking to, Dad? Terry said, I love Walter's little beige ears. He's determined to have all your attention. His little beige ears are so cute. Have you guys seen, okay, I swear to God, they are in the same family. I followed this dog for a long time. Have you guys seen Waffles the Wonder Dog? Okay, tell me that this dog does not kind of look like Walter a little bit. Waffles the Wonder Dog. He's a rescue dog. Scruffy Adventure Boy from New Mexico to Texas. Cancer survivor. He has sisters Bree and Olive. His DNA results are pinned below. Doesn't he look like Walter? I think he does. I haven't done the DNA test yet. I need to do it. This dog is 48.2% Chihuahua, 24.8% Maltese, 13.4 Rat Terrier, 7.5 Poodle, and 6.1 Dachshund. I love Waffles the Wonder Dog. He's very sweetly. We love you, Waffles. I think that's such a cute name for a dog, too. Hey, how are you? You guys are so sweet. Tony, Hannah, everybody's saying stuff about the dogs. Oh, you guys are so sweet. There were like a couple comments I wanted to respond to. Glamums, hey Glamums. Somebody said, Peter, the sparkle came back to your eyes once you got the pups. It makes me so happy to see also. And to tell you, oh, I read this one last night. I sprinkled wildflower seeds all along the back hill at my in-laws' house. I was inspired ever since you told us how your Aunt Kathy did that at your mom's house. Well, she said aunt. Did that at your mom's house, and they came back every year and bloom. I've thought of it ever since, and I knew I would do it somewhere. I love that you did that. So I bought a lot of wildflower seed this year. I didn't put them in the woods. I put like a few in the woods, but along back where our hostas are back there, I put them. They didn't, not one of them bloomed. So I'm hoping maybe next year they were, but I love that you did that. I love that. My Aunt Kathy would love that. Vicky said, my husband and I were high school sweethearts and dated 4 years. We've been married 53 years. Oh my God! That's awesome. See? Oh my God, here's Judy. She said, you were talking about high school sweethearts and that brought me to my husband and my relationship. We started dating when I was 15. We dated for 2 years and got married. We have now been married almost 51 years. Scary that we were getting... Oh, no. Congratulations on that. Alyssa said, oh, I like the video to boop Walter's snoot. Oh, you guys are so sweet. You guys, everybody said so much about stuff about the dogs. Thank you so much. Okay, I want to go back to like a vlog or two before... and see, there was like something I wanted to... Oh, Cauliflower said, have you thought about getting those talk buttons that you can use to train your dogs? Alex and I were talking about those at brunch, because I saw your comment, and I have seen those. I haven't got one. I'm thinking about getting one. Sally said the Indigo Girls song Galileo, I just heard it again for the first time in like 10 years the other day. And it brought back so many memories of college. It's so funny when that happens to me with a song. Like, I can hear something, and honest to God, like, what was it recently that I heard? It was a, Natalie Merchant, 10,000 Maniacs. It was a 10,000 Maniacs song. And, I was like, oh my God, like somebody, I saw something the other day where they were talking about what would be like the comeback tour that you would love? And somebody said REM, but they'll never get back together. I would love to see REM in concert again. But don't ever say that they won't get back together. There's some bands I've never seen that I would love to see in concert, but, you know, probably will never happen. But anyway, this 10,000 Maniacs song I heard the other day, and it was kind of like a song that, like, was on a tape. It wasn't like one of, like, their main songs. It was like one of their side songs. I was like, oh my God, I had forgotten all about this song. I love this song so much. I love how that can happen. Stacy, hey Stacy, how are you doing? She said, I love the stories tonight, Peter. Many I have heard you tell before, but I find that to be so comforting. Love you. I feel like I do. Thank you, because I feel like I tell a lot of the same stories over and over again. And I feel like it's probably boring to people that have watched my vlog for a long time. I'm going to try to tell new stories. Well, I'm going to try to tell new old stories. Rachel said the raindrops and flickering candlelight is such a perfect winter ambiance for the vlog. Aww. I feel like we're going to have more rain than snow this year. Lori said, great sobriety stories tonight. I honestly needed to hear it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. She's sharing some stuff, and she said, I wanted to remember a well-dressed man sitting next to the coffee makers who told me never have to drink again. Oh, I loved your story on here. I loved your story. Who is this?
Hi.
Hey. I'm sorry, what?
Can I park here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No problem. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. They must be having a party or something next door. He was like, can I park here? I was like, yeah, absolutely. See, the road is so small that if somebody, like if they park there, then it's like hard for Alex to get out and he's not going anywhere. So anyway, I loved your story on here. Thank you so much for I love when people share sobriety stories that like are so connected to mine. Like, that's where we say we're not unique. Like, we are unique with our backgrounds and stuff like that, but like a lot of our stories are so similar. And like, when I got sober, I was so looking for the differences, not the similarities, because if I could say, well, you're different than me, we don't see it, then I could say I don't belong here. And so when I read these stories, especially when somebody says, like, you never have to drink again, I mean, we say that to almost every newcomer that comes in. I can remember 2 things that people would say to me in my first year of sobriety that I got so tired of. I mean, it took me probably 6 months of hearing it to where I really understood that it was like a saying. Number 1, people would say, you never have to drink again. And I'd be like, yeah, I get that. I mean, I didn't really understand the whole mantra behind it. You know, that, like, it was in my power. Like, I never had to drink again if I didn't want to. You know, like, you know, people would say things to me like, try us out for 90 days, we'll gladly refund your misery. I'm like, what does that even mean? I didn't even get it. But the other thing that people said at meetings that I absolutely hated, it pissed me off so bad, was like, I would share. And what I know now is because I was sharing so ignorantly. That's why my sponsor finally said, just shut your mouth and open your ears because you have nothing to share. Like, you need to just listen to what other people say. I would share and I'd think, oh my God, like, I said something so smart. Like, this is back when I would, like, my first year or 2, when I shared stuff that, like, well, I wouldn't even say it was that long that it went on. Maybe my first 6 months or whatever. I would share things that I thought, like, sounded good instead of sharing things that were from my heart. Like, when I share today in meetings, I share what's going on. I tell them myself. That's what we call it in recovery, telling ourselves. I tell them myself. I don't really care. I don't care if I cuss. I don't care if, like, it's a family secret. Like, I share what's going on in my life because that's my place to get healthy. And so I share what's on my mind today. You know what I mean? And I really learned that from Tanya, you know, and Tanya's old sponsor. I really learned to tell on yourself and come into meetings. And that means telling on yourself means to tell exactly where you're at in your life. Like, if you're suffering, say, I'm struggling right now. Like, I am not doing good, you know, and that goes all the way from saying, you know, like, if you want to drink, coming in there and saying that, to, like, I'm pissed off, I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm angry at God, I don't think life is fair, I'm broke, I don't know what to do, you know, whatever. Share where you're at. That's the place to do it. Well, that first 6 months, I don't know, I must have come into meetings and I've been like, I finally did shut my mouth. Because I asked somebody, I said, I don't understand why they keep on telling me this. Because I'd share something, I thought, oh, that sounded so grand. Keep coming back. They tell me, keep coming back. I'd be like, why do they keep coming back? They must love me so much. But I'm kind of tired of hearing it. I asked somebody one time, and they were like, they tell you to keep coming back because you're full of shit and you need to keep coming back. I was like, oh, that is so rude. That is so rude. And how did they know? Like, and how did they know? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, when I look back, like, on what kept me sober, I mean, I did not get out of treatment, and this was my long-term plan. I mean, I think that that's the most important thing. Like, when we talk about, like, one day at a time, like, I don't know necessarily so much today, but, like, those first 5 to 10 years, I did do a lot of stuff one day at a time. I said this recently in a vlog, and a lot of people said something that I said it. I don't know, it just kind of fell out. I mean, it's not like I'm probably the first person that's ever said it before, but, like, I think I can accomplish anything one day at a time. I don't even know that I was very conscious that I was doing it one day at a time, but I can tell you right now, my plan getting out of treatment was, my plan wasn't to go back to using right away, and it definitely wasn't to go back to drinking the way that I was, because I knew I couldn't successfully drink the way that I was, and I knew that I couldn't use cocaine the way that I was, but I was like, I think I can probably smoke weed, and I could probably eat a pill every once in a while. I don't know that it had really sunk in that those things would lead me back possibly to other things. The kind of addict that I am. I can't tell for somebody else's story. But I knew I couldn't do those things for a while because I had a lot of people on my ass. So I was like, you're going to have to stay sober for 6 months to a year. And then get them people off your ass, get your life back together. And if you want to smoke a little bit of weed here and there, mind you, I was smoking weed all day, every day. Okay? It wasn't just the drinking. It wasn't just the pills. I was smoking weed all day. Marijuana was probably one of my worst things. I mean, I would smoke it all day, every day. I loved smoking weed. Loved it. So, you know, when I think about, like, just the little things that I had to do, it was really a pivotal moment for me, like, putting one day in front of the other, going to a meeting, meeting people. I think about all those little small things that, like, added up together that got me to the 6 month point. And then I can remember getting my 6-month token and walking out, being at a meeting where I went to treatment, and walking out and like looking up at the sky holding this coin and thinking to myself, I've shared this so many times before, you've never done anything consistently, let alone not you, since you were 12 years old, and you just did this. Well, that was a combination of all of those things. That was a combination of people saying, keep coming back. I'm like, well, F them. I'm going to keep coming back, you know? I don't even know what they mean. To like taking one day at a time and breaking it down to 1 hour at a time. I had to do those things, you know? And it was all those little things together. I didn't complicate it. I couldn't. It didn't make sense to me. You know, I see people today get sober and, you know, day 3, they're doing 4 steps and they're quoting the book and stuff like that. That was not me. That was not me. I couldn't quote anything. Maybe one day at a time, or the Serenity Prayer, because we had said it so much in, you know, in treatment. But I didn't. There was other, I mean, to this day, I still don't know stuff. Tanya's big on not memorizing prayers, because she's like, if I memorize a prayer, then it just kind of like rolls off my tongue. She's like, I don't really think about the words. And so she's really big on like recovery prayers. She doesn't like to memorize them. But Tanya's also kind of like, we'll talk about something. Like there's certain things that I think all of us in recovery, just depending on what your experience is, you know, like the part of acceptance and the part of acceptance in the basic text, I know, like, the 2 paragraphs by heart. Because I had to read it, like, every single day once I got my second sponsor. Because he's like, you're going to read this every single day. Every single day, acceptance is the answer to all of my problems today. I mean, like, you know, like, Tanya has other parts, like page 86 and 87. Like, how you begin your day and end your day. You know, it's like, so we all have the different parts, but I don't know, like, I just couldn't complicate it for me. Like, I would read the book, and I would hear people say things, and the first things I thought when I first got sober is, this is a Jesus program. You have to believe in Jesus. You have to be super uber Christian, and you got to go to church, and I'm not about that. People are talking all Jesus-y and all this kind of stuff, and they aren't going to like me because I'm gay, and they're not going to do this, and they're not going to do that, and whatever, and then it's all this old-timey conversation talk that I don't even it doesn't even make any sense to me. I think the first time I read the doctor's opinion, which is about the doctor's opinion, to really break it down, is really this doctor that saw recovery from alcoholism work, and the spiritual component was what made it work in a way that a medical component had never had. It had to be combined together, and it was the spiritual component, and OA actually talks about that too, Overeaters Anonymous. It was the spiritual component that really changed things. And that's not just the only part about the doctor's opinion, but there's a lot in there. But I can remember like having to read that, because the doctor's opinion is like first, before you get into like the meat and potatoes of the book. And like I can remember reading it, like when I first got sober, and I was like, I mean, you want to talk about when people say they have to read the same paragraph over and over and over again, I can't even begin to tell you, like, I just like, as soon as I said it, I could see myself on my couch, like with a cup of coffee, like in pajamas, like, okay, I'm going to read this tonight. And then I would sit there and I'd get like a paragraph in, and I'd be like, I don't get it. And then I'm like, okay, you're going to read this paragraph again. I had my pencil. I was like such a good student. I had like my pencil and my highlighter out and stuff like that. And then I'd like read it, and I was like, I don't get it. And I didn't ask anybody. You know, I didn't ask anybody. Today I'd be like, I don't know what this means. What's a spiritual axiom? Can you explain that to me? I mean, you know, like I can remember talking to my sponsor. I had heard this word, the bedevilments, for years. And like from a spiritual point of view and a recovery point of view. And I was like, she would always talk to me about the bedevilments. So I kind of understood them, but I didn't really get it. And so I said to her, this is probably 2 or 3 years ago, and I said to her, I go, okay, I'm so tired of hearing you talk about these. Can you explain to me what the bedevilments are? And she's like, well, on page, blah, 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 whatever it says. And I'm like, okay, but what are the bedevilments? She started laughing at me, and she's like, you always need everything explained so literally and direct, don't you? And I was like, yes, because I want to be able to explain it back to somebody. Today, I mean, like, I think, like, if I don't understand something or know something, just admit it. Just, you know, like, I can remember being like, oh my God, I didn't understand anything that I was reading. The basic text was so old-timey. There was I was reading basic text from other programs as well, and it made more sense to me than this one did. That's why I was going back and forth between programs, till my sponsor was like, you need to pick one program and stick to it, because it's going to get confusing at some point, which I'm glad that he said that to me. But I was getting something from all the programs I was going to. I was going to 3 different programs when I got sober, for probably my first 6 months. Maybe longer than that, I don't know. But anyway, I can remember reading the book, and I was just like so confused. I just didn't get it. But I felt like I was doing something sober, because I had my cup of coffee, and I had my pajamas on, and a candle lit, and the fireplace made, and I had my pencil and my highlighter out. I was a good student of recovery, though. I was. But that's what, like, I would, you know, because, like, if you go to meetings a lot, you see people like, I don't really, well, back in the day, so when I got sober, like I said, I was so focused on the differences, not the similarities between me and other people, that my sponsor was like, you're going to take a notebook and you're going to write down, like when you, like if I went to a speaker meeting, like everything that the speaker shared that I related to, or like what we had in common, I had to write down. This was like an assignment he had me do. And I'm like, everything? And he's like, yeah. So if somebody spoke and they were like, I'm from Indiana, I'd have to write down, I'm from Indiana. You know, like the camera stopped. I cannot believe I'm at an hour and a half. Y'all get a long vlog today. Start your week. But anyway, I would be like, you know, they said I'm from Indiana. I'd say, oh, I'm from Indiana, you know, whatever. But every little thing. It was actually a really good exercise for me. Like, that's not just a recovery exercise. Like, if there's somebody out there that you do not get along with at all, or you're like, we do not see eye to eye, we have so many differences, write down the similarities instead of the differences. And what you'll realize is we are all human. You know, we are all human. And that doesn't mean that you need to condone or accept what that person says. That doesn't mean that you agree with what they're saying. But I think it's a little bit more of an understanding that we can see that we have more in common than we do have different. And I think that we want to see ourselves so differently when the human experience is very similar. If we could get on the same page about even that, we might be able to agree on a little bit more, you know, than seeing, and we might be more willing to listen to people's different points of views. Okay, these are the things we are similar on. Now, these are the things that we're different on. So since I'm different than you, because we share these similarities, right? Like we're all from this country, or all I live in this part of the world, or whatever. Like, since we have these similarities, now you explain to me your differences and I'll explain to you mine. Not differences of opinions, differences of experience. You know, I mean, like, when we want to talk about opinions versus experiences, like, when somebody wants to tell me what they think about being gay, and I'm a gay man, that's my experience. That's your opinion. You have a right to your opinion, but your opinion does not take over my experience. But you cannot take my experience away from me. And my lived experience as a gay man is going to be different than every lived experience of a gay man out there. You know, they're not, no two are the same. So, I don't know, I think that was such a great lesson for me, just in life, not just in recovery, but in seeing the similarities between people and not just the differences. Because I think most of us are programmed in seeing the differences in each other, you know? Or seeing the differences instead of similarities. So anyway, but, yeah, I don't know. I wanted to be the perfect student of recovery at first. And, oh, this is what I was going to say. Now, like, but I see it more now than I did, let's say, 30 years ago. I don't remember a lot of people 30 years ago bringing around notebooks. Every once in a while you would. But now I see a lot of people, like, they always have, like, a notebook in their hand. Like, during a meeting, and, like, when you're speaking, they'll, like, write something down. I always want to know, like, I mean, I've joked with a couple of my friends that do it. I'll be like, what did you write? I saw you writing while I was talking. And they'll be like, oh, you just said something that I loved. And I'm like, well, what was it? Tell me again. No, but you'll see, I was chairing a meeting not too long ago. One of my friends, he always brings this notebook, right? And it's huge. And he's always writing it and stuff like that. He's been sober forever. And so, like, if nobody comes up with a topic, like the chairperson has come up with a topic, and so nobody was coming up with a topic, and somebody said, like, well, okay, like, why don't you pick a topic? I go, why don't you pull one out of that notebook over there? So he starts looking through this notebook. He's laughing, right? Anyway, oh God, this week's going to be the week of gratitude meetings. Everybody's going to want to bring up gratitude because of Thanksgiving. I mean, I love a gratitude meeting. But then people go around, they don't talk about, like, gratitude as, like, an action or how you look. They just, and I used to do this, too, for years and years and years. But people just, like, in gratitude meetings, they'll just be like, I'm grateful for my mom. I'm grateful for my dad. I'm grateful for dinner. I pass. It's just, like, a list of what you're grateful for. You know, it is interesting, though, because, like, I'll hear people share it. I'll be like, oh, like, I never thought of that before. Like, I never thought to be grateful for that, you know? And, like, I don't know, it humbles you. Gratitude meetings always humble me. People make fun of gratitude meetings because they're like, oh, they're just so boring. But I like gratitude meetings. I like anything as a point of gratitude to learn from, you know? Anyway, but now everybody brings these journals. But always like hardbound journals and stuff like that. I have to tell you who it is. Like, what cracks me up is, it's a lot of these women that I know from, like, work release. And I think I'm laughing because I so relate to, like, they wanted to be, like, they want to be the perfect student. They always have these backpacks, well, because they walk everywhere, first of all, you know? So they stay at the jail at night, and then they work during the day, and they go to meetings, and then they have to be back by a curfew. So they have these huge backpacks. So they can't take rides from anybody, so they have to literally walk all over town. But they always have these notebooks out. And so, like, during the meeting, and I'm, like, friends with most of them, during the meeting, you know, they'll sit there on the, oh, yeah, they're, like, writing it down. At the same time, because they can't be on their cell phones, you know, when they're back locked up again, they got their phone right here, and so they're like, oh, yeah. Texting their boyfriends, so whatever. This one gal, I love her. Tanya and I love her so much. She always tells Tanya and I, she's always like, this girl that's walking by right now, she is always so sweet to our puppy dogs. She is so nice to them. But Tanya's always like, whenever she sees us, she's like, I'm going to see you guys next week. And Tanya's like, all right, you better be here. And she's like, no, I'm going to be here next week. We always give her a hard time about her notebook. She just laughs. I'm like, what'd you write in your notebook tonight? She's like, I just wrote down things I like to remember. She's so funny. Those early days were great, though. You know, like, this is the thing about, like, newcomers in recovery, people that are on work release that, like, they literally have to go to meetings or in drug court and things like that. Like, I hear, Tanya and I talk about this a lot, and my sponsor and I do, too. I hear more things from them that keep me alive and keep me on my toes. I mean, it's like from the mouths of babes. Like, I hear more authenticity, realness, no bullshit, stuff that is life-saving from people that have been sober 0 days to 3-4 months than I do from people that have 30 years. That's just the truth. I think the older we get, sometimes, like, we lose kind of sight of where we came from. Whereas a lot of newcomers, like, they're just right away from the event. I remember when I first got sober, I think it was my counselor that said the further away you get from the event that brought you into treatment or got you sober, the easier it is to forget where you came from. And I think that's so true. Like, I don't think very often, like, I don't want to be sober today. I mean, I don't really ever think, like, maybe I'll go back to drinking, maybe I'll smoke pot. I just, like, I long ago just accepted that I can't. It doesn't work for me. And that's really, that's basically what it boils down to. I can't. Like, other people can, and I don't judge people that smoke pot, and I got friends of mine that smoke pot and drink and do all kinds of stuff, but, like, it works for them. It doesn't work for me. Or if it doesn't work for them, they're just not done yet. I don't know. But for me, it doesn't work. I wish it did, because I had a lot of fun doing that stuff. But sometimes I don't. Like, at this point in my sobriety, like, no, I don't really wish it did, because I wake up and everybody else is like, oh my God, I'm so tired of drinking something. And I'm like, I feel good. Let's, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, well, I'm not really, I would say that was probably 20 years ago. I'm not really around that many people that drink, and so, well, I wasn't even them, but I just, you know, it's not even just about that. It's just my perspective of the world. I think as a recovering person, through 30 years has made me, and it constantly changes. It constantly changes too, as far as, like, oh, it must be, is book club tonight? All these people are coming out here and parking for book club. Has constantly changed as far as, like, I think the first 5 years was just hand to mouth, staying sober. And then after that, it was getting my life back. And so it's constantly changed. I think now it's a lot about my perspective. And, you know, hey. A lot of it is my perspective on the world. And I don't think that I would look at the world and my life in it. You know, as a recovering person today, I don't know that I got this my first 10 years. I think as a recovering person today, I look at the world through the lens of, what's my part in this? That the world is this huge place. What do I contribute to it? What's my part in it? What's my side of the road? All of that, if that makes sense. Like, that's how I look at the world today. And then I'm responsible for this part over here. And it's not about what they do. It's, you know, not about finger point and all that kind of stuff. It's about what's my part in all of this. And I think that's powerful, you know. So it's a different perspective than I had 30 years ago. I also think, you know, like, one thing I don't talk a lot about is I talk about how different my life is sober. But also, I was 22 and a half, almost 23 when I got sober. I was 22 and a half. I'm 53 years old now. So if I said to you, okay, for those of you that are in your 50s or even in your 40s, what were you like 20 or 30 years ago? Like, are you different now? I mean, life happens. It's not just about sobriety. So as I grew up from 22 to 53, not only did I change as an adult growing through my life. But then you add in the piece of speaking the language of recovery and being a different person and all that kind of stuff. So it's like my life changed that way as well, just looking at it completely from that point of view. And so it's like these two different things. And I think that that happens to a lot of different people. I think my thing is just being a person that's sober, whereas other people, their thing might be completely different. You know, like maybe you had a child at 22 and so you're a parent. And so you look at the world from the point of view of being a parent, or maybe something, you know, tragic happened to you, and so you look at the world through the views of that, or, you know, maybe you won the lottery at 22, and so all your life you've looked at, you know what I mean? It's like we all have something different, you know? And I think that's just mine. But I have talked now for an hour and 40 minutes? Oh my God, y'all got a long vlog today. I'm getting off here now because the sun is there's still a little bit of sunlight out. I can get this rendered. And then it's going to take about half an hour to render since it's so long. But then I can get my clothes changed and I can go listen to my audiobook and then have a relaxing night. Going to start this week off. Going to have a good week. And I got lots of videos to film tomorrow. I also have a haircut tomorrow. But Alex, his haircut's on Wednesday. So, yeah, I'm going to try to get a lot filmed tomorrow. And then Tuesday, Tanya and I talked about maybe doing a meeting on Tuesday, but I really, really want to film. And she was talking, and then she's like, if you don't want to go to a movie, we could go to a meeting. We could go to a movie on Tuesday night. But then we talked about maybe next weekend doing that as well. So I don't know. We'll kind of save it and see. We'll kind of play it by ear. She also said she doesn't know how busy she's going to be this week because the kennel is like probably going to be packed with people coming in for Thanksgiving and stuff. So, yeah. She said she's missing Florida and the weather. I said, I don't blame you. Want to go? Let's go. Wednesday night, we'll fly back down to Florida. She started laughing. Anyway, I'm going to get off here now. I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Sunday. I hope you're getting refreshed, renewed, rejuvenated, and relaxed for the week ahead. If you're watching this on Monday morning as you get ready for the day, I hope you have a amazing, magically blessed day today and a fantastic beginning to your week. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.